eye to eye 거짓말같이 서로의 eye 뜨거운 connection Oh yeah 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 Oh yeah 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 이제 eye to eye
Okay, so for the first thought that I had is a random thought is that people make shorts and videos on the best vocalists in K-pop, the best rappers in K-pop, the fastest rappers in K-pop, the best dancers in K-pop, basically the best in terms of singing, rapping, and dancing, and the most amazing, etc. And there are so many groups to debut in the industry, too many groups half of the with half of the K-pop industry being unknown to fans, that is the Nobu side, since most K-pop fans only know bigger and well-known groups. And when they make these videos or shorts, they add popular idols or well-known Nobu idols or something, and it makes me wonder. They add these idols in the category for best rappers, fastest rappers, best dancers, or best vocalists. Could there be an idol from a smaller company that could outbeat these idols mentioned in these videos in terms of singing, rapping, and dancing? Could there be an idol who can outbeat them in terms of singing, rapping, and dancing? And it's just that the company is small and they don't really have that much of funds to do proper training. So if this idol got proper training, they could probably beat out the best dancers that is mentioned in these videos, or the best singers that is mentioned in these videos, or the best rappers that are mentioned in these videos. There are so many idols to debut in K-pop, from boy groups and girl groups, from bigger, smaller companies with only bigger, well-known Nugu groups and bigger popular groups being known to fans, that they could be a hidden gem talent amongst these smaller companies that nobody knows about. Probably they're soloists now, probably they left the industry, probably they were in a K-pop group before, or probably they are in a K-pop group currently, or they're re-debuting again, or they're trying to find, some sort of job in the industry. So maybe they could be a hidden talent and we just don't know about it yet, because we only know, or most of the K-pop stans only know the popular well-known side of K-pop. Okay, so the next thought that I had about K-pop is that offensive K-pop opinions made by K-tubers aren't actually offensive, and a lot of them are just normal to handle. People write offensive K-pop opinions to get you triggered, or opinions to get you triggered, or brutal, unpopular K-pop opinions, and they write these in the titles because they genuinely believe that the opinions they made are harsh or something like that. But I don't believe that these opinions are harsh at all. I just believe that they are normal opinions, but they're just titled as offensive because K-pop fans a lot of the time cannot handle them and cannot handle these opinions and cannot take these simple opinions. Therefore, they come off as offensive, and therefore they allow K-tubers to write offensive in their titles and call these opinions brutal when they're not brutal. Me myself, as a K-pop stan, I watch these opinions videos and I don't get triggered by them, which shows that it's not offensive to me, but it's offensive to some other people. So basically, these opinions are not actually offensive. People just get triggered by them because it's probably an opinion hating their faves or something. So that's why people just say they're offensive when they're not actually offensive. So the next thought that I had was that even though NMIX's title tracks are experimental garbage, I like Dice though, and I like OO. And I never really liked Dice at first, but I like it now. Their vocals still slay in the song. You can hear their amazing vocals, even though the two songs have terrible structures and are experimental messes, and JYP needs to do better. Not even a song with bad transitions can stop NMIX from showcasing their amazing talent. Like, if you hear Lily's voice in Dice, oh my god. Like, even though these songs are terribly made, meaning like in terms of structuring, the vocal editing is amazing, but in terms of structuring and in terms of transitions and experimentalness, these songs are so terribly made. But you can still hear how amazing NMIX's vocals are and how their vocals still shine in the song. And even though these songs have bad everything, NMIX's vocals still slay. Like, OMG. I thought that they wouldn't slay as much, but they slay so hard. Like, literally, NMIX vocal queens. Yeah. Okay, so the next thought I had is for people who call XG K-pop, and I was watching a K-pop short from a K-pop shorts channel that was, you know, groups that are both J-pop and K-pop, and they mentioned Stray Kids twice is one, and I believe they mentioned Red Velvet as well. I don't remember. And all these groups can be considered J-pop and K-pop because they both have released Japanese music and broken into the Japanese market while also releasing K-pop music as well. But the K-pop shorts channel, adding XG was completely dumb and stupid in my opinion. Just because XG have done a couple of Korean promotions for their song Mascara doesn't officially make them K-pop, because they haven't debuted in the K-pop market as yet. and they haven't officially released a K-pop song to call themselves a K-pop group. Take, for example, Twice and Stray Kids. If they were to perform any of their original Korean songs on a Western show like Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, Good Morning America, The Kelly Clarkson Show, um, James Corden examples, if Twice those Stray Kids were to perform their songs live on any of these talk shows or live shows, would they be considered an American pop group or a Western pop group? No. They have to officially debut with a song that is for that market, that is catering to those people or to that market for them to be officially considered a group of that market. You cannot call XG K-pop because they haven't officially debuted in Korea or released a K-pop song for them to be called a K-pop group. They are an international group debuted under a Japanese company releasing their music in Japan. You cannot call a group of a country if they haven't broken out into that market. Doing a couple of live performances for the country doesn't make them the artists of that country. XG are not K-pop. They haven't officially debuted in the K-pop industry for them to be known as K-pop. So stop calling them K-pop because they are not K-pop. Okay, so the next thought I had is about K-pop stans making a big deal and complaining about nothing. I've talked about this a lot, but I have new thoughts. So when they see a bigger company group doing something that isn't noise or dark or girl crush or some hard-hitting EDM or hype music or anything that they don't like, they'll treat the group like they're blessing sent amongst the chaos or something. Like if they see a group that is noiseless, if they see a group that is, a breath of fresh air or something to them, they will treat the group like they are some amazing, some angels or something sent, because all they see and all they think K-pop in the fourth generation is noise, or like they see girls doing girl crush or something like that. It's like K-pop stans besides this group or one or two groups see that all are noise or dark or girl crush, as I said. They believe that everyone and their mother is doing noise, dark or girl crush, etc. And then they view these groups that are noiseless or that are, breaths of fresh air to them as kings and queens only because their music is in dark, noise or girl crush, and will treat them like loyalty. But in reality, the thing is that K-pop stars just need to find for noiseless, girl crushless, and non-dark music for them to check out and stuff, because it still exists. Not everyone is gonna do the same type of music. Just seeing the surface level of K-pop isn't K-pop and isn't the only K-pop. Not every K-pop group reaches close to a million views up to passes it or reaches up to 10 million or 15 million views, or maybe gets good enough views to get noticed. Like there are groups who barely even reach 15k views, barely even reach 10k views, barely even reach 50k views, 100k views, and barely even reach 1 million views, and y'all have the audacity to say that everyone and their mother does dark, curcus, and noise, and then when you'll see a noiseless group, y'all think they are some blessings in disguise when they're actually not, because there's plenty of dark, noise, and girl crushless music that you'll just need to search up for good music. Good music still exists. Not everyone and their mother is going to do dark, noise, and girl crush. You need to use your brain cells for once in your life. It's so funny to me how K-pop stans treat noiseless groups as if they were some, angels or blessings sent in disguise amongst the chaos, when there is no such thing as chaos. There is no dark, noise, or girl crush chaos. Y'all are just looking at a couple of groups and y'all are assuming things. Please check up on more groups so that y'all know that noiseless music exists, girl crushless music exists, and dark and non-dark music exists as well. Okay, so the next thought that I had is about Blackpink. I feel like this is probably the most obvious thing ever, and most people probably think this. I feel like Blackpink songs get a lot of views because fans are deprived of new songs. Since they make comebacks after a really long time, that fans just constantly go watch their older music, and that's why they get to new records or views. And since Blackpink have a lot of fans, and because they're the worldwide popular, they definitely have loyal fans who go stream their music and their older songs. And some of these fans probably stream their older songs not for it to reach new heights, but probably because they want them to release new music but not getting it for a long time, so they just go and watch their older songs and stream their older music because they are deprived of new songs, because they want Blackpink to release new music but Blackpink are not releasing it, so they just go and stream their older songs instead because they miss Blackpink and they want new music from them. Okay, so the next thought that I had about K-pop is something that I've talked about a lot on my channel as well. So basically, people see something as lacking or dying or not seen as much, or they see a certain set of groups, for example, boy groups, doing the same type of music, but when they see this, they believe it instantly without questioning whether it's true or not. They wholeheartedly believe in these things they see or notice, but it's not the actual reality. It's only the reality that they choose to see because they don't want to check if their facts are actually true. Like, even for scandals in K-pop, people will see idols being exposed, and without thinking twice if it's actually true, people will go hating on the idol and siding with the victim only because a victim is a victim, right? K-pop stars just love to believe anything they read and see because they find it easier to just accept something rather than questioning something and further checking up on it more to see if it's true or not. Because it's easier to accept something and read something and accept it to be true rather than going into more detail, because K-pop stars are lazy, to be honest. They would rather just read something, accept it to be true, because they don't want to spend hours and upon hours, or maybe like a couple of seconds or something to check up on the facts to see if it's true, or wait for more information or something like that. K-pop stars will believe something wholeheartedly only because they're lazy asses who don't want to do any research, because they would rather believe one thing and believe it to be true rather than actually going in search for the truth or doing some proper research. Okay, so the last thought that I had is something that I talk about on my channel a lot as well, but it's said in a completely different way. That I had some new thoughts. I merged it with these thoughts that I have on my channel constantly, and I mixed them together and made it into a completely new thing, mixing up my old thoughts with my new thoughts and making a completely new thought. It's that K-pop stars slash K-tubers are like cloud-seeking K-pop content creators. If you look at cloud seekers, they'll take an idol in a scandal, example a bullying scandal, cut parts that they want to cut and only add the parts where it shows the idol is hitting someone, and will, you know, remove the parts where the idol is apologizing or something. They will only show the parts that will look like bullying, but they will remove the parts where the idol apologizes afterwards. Like if an idol will hit someone, they will show that part, but they will cut out the part where the idol says sorry after that. So KTubers slash K-pop stands are the same. They say that boy groups release noise and dark music, and they only looked at a couple of well-known 4th-gen boy groups and have said that. But they are only showing one side of the coin. They are only showing what they want to show and are not showing the whole picture. K-pop stars and K-tubers look at the well-known popular side of boy groups and then generalize that they do dark and noise music, when they are only looking at one part, the noise hype music of these boy groups, and completely forgetting about the noiseless songs the same boy groups release from time to time. For example, as Stray Kids have songs like Side Effects, which is like a noisy type EDM song, but also have Winter Falls, which is a chill-based EDM type vibed winter song. So even with the words that K-pop stars say that boy groups only release dark noise music, they're only looking at popular well-known boy groups. And even with looking at popular well-known boy groups, they are somehow magically forgetting about the noiseless music these boy groups release. They're only believing and trying to prove that boy groups release dark and noise music because they're only showing the dark and noise music. They are not showing the reality of things. K-pop boy groups do release dark noise music. I'm not saying that it's non-existent, but why are you all magically forgetting that noiseless music exists amongst these boy groups that you'll say release dark noise music, and amongst boy groups in general as well? They are more better music and more happy vibed, or they're more music that is happy vibe, better, chill, EDM or ballady type music. And those musics are more amongst boy groups than the noise is in the 4th generation or whatever you'll say about boy groups. Boy groups do not only release dark and noise music, they release other music as well. And that music is more as compared to the dark and noise. So stop trying to say boy groups release dark and noise music when you're only showing a small amount of dark noise type songs, and you're completely forgetting that these same boy groups release good music as well, and they don't only release dark and noise music. So stop trying to generalize boy groups, because it's completely stupid and dumb, because your opinion is not valid. You're putting them in the category of dark noise music when they are so diverse. Just as much as girl groups are diverse, they are diverse as well. But don't want to see that. You just like hating on boy groups. That's why you'll want to believe that boy groups do dark and noise music, because you'll hate them. That is the only conclusion. You'll hate boy groups. That's why you'll say boy groups to dark and noise music. Y'all just want to hate boy groups to become girl groups, because y'all see that girl groups are doing better, so y'all are trying to hate on boy groups. I'm sorry, but that is the truth and that is a fact.
There are too many moments of happiness to just rush.